Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So you can listen to this practice wherever it is that you find yourself today. You can be sitting down, you can be laying down, or you can even be stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully, wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. So you can just let now be a time where you don't think about your movements at all, and you don't worry about what anything looks like, but you come more fully into your sense of feeling and following those yummy sensations that you might feel as you roll out the shoulders, the neck, the spine, maybe even the wrists, the hands, or the hips, the legs, feet, toes. Just trusting your own instincts when it comes to movement and allowing your body to move you in the ways that intuitively feel good in your bones, muscles, and joints. Becoming curious about how the body is feeling right now. Becoming curious about what movements feel good in the body right now. And at any point, if what feels best in your body is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness whenever that feels like what you need. While also knowing that there is no rush whatsoever, and you may continue to move throughout this practice whenever you have the need to. But at any point, if you haven't already and would like to, you can make your way to a still and comfortable position. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow your eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. As you take a moment now to mark your arrival into your practice today, to mark your arrival into your body today with a full, intentional cleansing breath. As you now call in slowly fresh new air into the body, almost watching as you fill up with air to every corner and edge of you. As you hold that for a moment when you are full, to just stay and experience what it feels like to be full of air right now. And as you need to, slowly letting all of that go. Exhaling bit by bit. As you then gently pull the navel in toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to push any last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment here to just stay and experience what it feels like to be empty of air in the body, and allowing your next breath to come in as it is needed. And just know that there is no need to worry about the actual length of these inhales, these exhales, and these pauses on either side. But we're simply allowing each of the 4 parts of your breath to be exaggerated, whatever that means for you right now. So as you inhale, when the body naturally would stop, just seeing, becoming curious if you can take in one more sip of air, maybe by expanding your belly or the back of your rib cage. Take in one more sip of air, get as full as you can. And when you would naturally roll over to your exhale, you just see if you can hold off on that for one extra moment and see what it feels like. And then when you need to, you let all of that out of you, exhaling everything out as much as you can and pausing in that empty space just for an extra moment than you might normally, so that we are simply slowing down the 4 parts of our breath, intentionally slowing down the process of our body breathing. And therefore communicating to our entire nervous system that right now is a time to slow down. And so you may continue to breathe in this slow, intentional, exaggerated way for as many rounds as feels good and helpful to you, and feeling free to release this guidance at any time. And there's also no rush whatsoever. You may continue to breathe in this slow, intentional, exaggerated way for as long as it feels good and helpful to you. But at any point, if you haven't already, you may release this guidance over your breath altogether and allow yourself to step back and up in your mind and into the role of the observer, into the role of the witness. Shifting into that perspective where you are no longer the one who is guiding or controlling the rhythm or depth of your breath, but you are simply the one who is watching as the body breathes you. As you remember that the body does breathe even in your deepest state of sleep. Your heart beats and every organ in your body functions perfectly, even in your deepest state of sleep, without any of your direction, without any of your doing. And so take a moment to remind yourself that this practice is not a doing process. There is nothing that you should be doing or thinking right now. But this practice is one of listening, receiving. And it can be very helpful to remain curious. As you remember that each and every time you show up for this healing practice or any healing practice, you will be different. The only constant in this life is change, and that includes you. We are constantly changing in small ways and in big ways. And so simply becoming curious of the version of you that is here right now. Noticing any expression that is resting on the face, if any. Making note of any emotions that this resting expression may communicate. Maybe the brow is furrowed. Maybe the jaw is tense and holding. The nostrils could be flared, or the chin or ears could even hold some lingering tension. And so you can just allow your awareness of any of these areas of tension, holding, resisting. Just allowing your awareness to be all that you need to instead give these areas permission to release. Remember that you can trust your own anatomy as you allow all the muscles in your face to simply ungrip from the bones. Allow your own muscles to be supported and held by your skin. And just remembering this innate trust, this innate safety that comes included in these bodies. The core sense of safety that when you let go, even in your deepest state of sleep, you are never crushed and you never float away. But the support of the earth beneath you and the comfort of gravity all around you has always and will always hold you exactly where you need to be. And so allow yourself right now to be held. Maybe even bringing to mind a time when you have released yourself into a hug with someone that you love dearly. Maybe a person or maybe even an animal. But remembering that moment in the hug when you exhale and allow yourself to be held. And you allow yourself to be loved, to be safe, supported. As you awaken this same sense with your own body, since you are constantly being held, hugged, supported by your own skin, hugging every muscle, bone, organ, vein, and everything in between. Your own skin is constantly hugging you, keeping everything where it needs to be. And feeling even the air hugging you. Exhaling deeply into the surface that is beneath you, as you really feel that support of the earth holding you. And even if right now, maybe there is an area of pain present physically in the body or mentally in the mind or emotionally, that is maybe distracting, or maybe you find the mind wanting to fixate on a particular sensation. And if that is the case, you can let now be a time where you no longer fight that urge to look away from that pain and from that discomfort, but you instead look directly at it, exhale around it, into it. Remind yourself that it is okay to feel pain. It is okay to feel anger, sadness, sorrow. It is okay to feel anything that you label as a negative emotion or a negative sensation. Pain and the negative or more negative aspects of life are just as much a part of life as all of the things we love. And you do not need to ignore or disown any parts of you that hurt in order to feel good. And oftentimes, our path to feeling better is through feeling the things that we've been ignoring, through emptying our emotional load. If we've been in physical pain and have been trying to just push our way through it, maybe just letting yourself cry it out, allowing for any emotional release or any release that intuitively or instinctively comes, allowing it to come whenever it hits. And allowing these waves of emotions that are intense, that we experience, to be seen as the opportunities that they are. The opportunity to lighten our load. To, yes, feel bad for a certain amount of time, but to then ultimately feel lighter and able to feel the more joyful parts of life even more fully, with even more appreciation and gratitude. Because we would not know what true happiness, what true joy, what true love is if we did not also know the opposite feelings, true pain, sorrow, disconnection, and suffering. And so we can learn to have some form of an appreciation for the darker aspects of our life. Since ultimately they do allow us to experience even greater highs. Since the heights of our highs are directly related to and impacted by the depths of our lows. And life is feeling that contrast between the two extremes and everything in between. And the next time you catch yourself being hard on yourself when you are already feeling bad, you can remember that you are just like the moon. And just like the moon, there will be times when you are bright and full and shining light for others in the darkness, fully reflecting all of the light from your soul, from the sun. And there will be other times when you are in darkness and not reflecting any light whatsoever. Still there, but hiding for a period of time. And all of those phases that come in between the new moon and the full moon. You will move through similar phases as well, just like everything else in nature, just like the trees and the flowers. We all move through seasons, phases, and cycles. And sometimes the greatest source or the heaviest layer of our suffering can be our expectation to not be suffering, or our expectation to be feeling good. The pressure we put on ourselves to feel good when in reality we are feeling bad. And so when you catch those moments happening in your own life, when you catch yourself resisting what you are actually feeling in reality, you can remember the moon. You can remember the trees and flowers. And you can let yourself be whatever phase you are in. Let yourself be in darkness if that's where you are, and comfort yourself however you need to comfort yourself. And let yourself shine bright if that's where you are. And don't have any guilt for feeling good when you know that others are suffering. But instead, shine that light that you feel for those who are suffering. A reminder that they too will shine again. And maybe one day when you are in darkness, they can shine their light for you and be that reminder. Because we do forget. These are constant phases we will continue to move through, and this is the human experience. We are not meant to stop any of these waves of change that come, because we can't stop any waves. You can ride them, you can dive under them, but if you try to stop them, they will crash in your face and knock you over backwards, and you will hit your head on the ocean floor. And so you can now just exhale and allow yourself to ride whatever wave of change is happening for you right now. Or maybe dive under that wave and find peace under the water for now. You can just allow yourself to give yourself whatever it is you need. Whatever it is that you need right now. You have permission to give yourself that thing. That love, that support, that care. That break, maybe. And just be so, so kind and patient with yourself throughout your life journey, throughout all the different changes, all the different waves of change that we move through. Just be so kind and patient with yourself as you move through these waves of change. And remember that we do not need to make difficult situations any more difficult than they already are by piling on and beating ourselves up for being in the darkness. But we can look at the moon and remember that every storm runs out of rain. And everything changes, especially how we feel. And so do whatever it is you need to do to make it to the next day, or to make it to the next moment, if that's how bad things are. And hold on. Use the beautiful parts of life as little life rafts along the way, little reminders that love, beauty, and life exists The sun shines even behind the clouds, even at night on the other side of the world. Appreciate the beauty and the wonder that is nature, that is life. And stay in that curious perspective as much as you can. So take this moment now to turn your curiosity back to your body, if it has left, back to yourself. And become curious of any areas that tension has crept back in. And allow these areas to re-soften as you exhale into this moment once again. And allow yourself to simply exist as you already do. As you feel and listen to all it is that is here for you to feel and to hear. All it is for you to perceive. You can now allow each and every word that you've heard today and each and every feeling that you have felt today to settle within you. Anything at all that you heard from me or in your own life that really resonated with you. Just trusting that that feeling can sometimes come when we hear on the outside what a part of ourselves already knows to be true on the inside. And so just allow those deep truths to be enhanced within you so that you feel a little bit more confidence to act on your own intuition and to trust your own instincts. And if it feels like something you would like to do today, you can now let your hands come and find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. As you just feel this contact of your palms and fingertips to one another, and you let your heart lift toward your thumbs as your thumbs press back toward your heart. Feeling your own heartbeat and this rhythm to your own existence. As you now call in a final deep and full breath of air into the body, filling up to every corner and edge of you the most you have today. And as you exhale, letting go of anything at all you are ready to let go of, as you allow the head to gently bow. Taking this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. And may this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stretching.
Thank you, guys. If you want to stay in the zone a little bit longer, feel free to float on out of here. You can find me on YouTube just by searching my name there. It should pop up, but there's also a link to it in my link tree that is in my Instatimer profile here. You can find links to all my things there, my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my website, where I have offerings with one-on-one sessions and things like that. And on YouTube, I have a whole playlist talking about my life with IBD. And so I do one-on-one kind of life coaching with IBD, or just one-on-one sessions about anything. And living with ulcerative colitis, I talk about on YouTube. Having my colon removed, living with an ostomy bag, now living with a J pouch, and having Crohn's disease and medications for that and everything. He does sound like Scooby-Doo. This is Drook, the Dutch name, Droek, Drook. He is a Dutch shepherd. And he just turned 9, and he really wants me to throw the ball for him. So I'm going to have to read through this chat and get to that because you can't deny his little whines. And every storm runs out of rain. Yeah. I heard that from somebody, and I think that's a song, but it's a famous quote. But I've clung on to that. I have it. I looked over there because I have it on a sticky note on my wall to remind me because it does. And I also like to say that even in the storm, the sun is still shining. Like even on the cloudy days, like there is still a shining sun that's behind. It's just behind the clouds. It's still there though. So it's like even like our souls. Like I'm still here, even though there's a lot of bullshit on top of me right now, and I'm like a mess, and I'm crying, and I'm upset, and there's all this stuff happening in my life. Like there is still a sun that is in me shining. Like it's just behind the clouds, behind the storm right now. And yeah, I like to think about it that way. It can help when you're in the middle of a storm, for me anyway. And Teresa Marie says, thanks, you have such wonderful energy, calm and loving. Thank you. I credit my mom for that because definitely not from my dad. Well, the goofiness and the quirks are all my dad, but calm and loving, that's my mom. She is a pre-K teacher, so that's her gig. And yeah, the beautiful fur baby is a Druk right there. He's a Dutch Shepherd. You heard me say his name, and now he's like, me? I'm a star. I'm a star. The people want to see me. They want to hear me too. That's Druk. And Essie, she hides out like behind where the camera is. So she's a little girl. Well, not that little, but she's way smaller than him. So yeah, Druk and Essie. Well, Estrelita. That's her full name. Sometimes she only responds to her full name. It's very funny. I'm like, Essie, Essie. And then she won't come. And I'll say, Estrelita. And she'll be like, okay. I'm like, all right, fine. Want me your full name. Okay. And thank you, Andrew. Thank you for being here. He does sound like Scooby-Doo. I'm convinced he's a person. And he's just coming up. Like, this isn't a dog. That's not a dog. You're not a dog, are you? What are you? Oh, here comes Essie. Essie, get up here. Essie, come on up. She wants attention too. She says, guys, I'm cute too. Don't forget about me. Essie's from Puerto Rico. And now she's here. And she loves it here more. Because she has a home and a pack. This is my baby. Druk is my fiance's dog, but you know, he's also mine. Like he's my baby. They're both my babies at this point. But yeah, this is the crew. And Molly, who you see sometimes, and maybe if you follow me on Instagram or YouTube, is the dog that lives upstairs with my parents. So yeah, those are the dogs. That was a great. Thank you guys. You guys are so beautiful. Everyone loves you. And you're beautiful, and you're so helpful. I'll just leave it here while I read the chat. All right, I'll move this back. And Alberto says hello. Thank you so much. Was really peaceful and liberating meditation. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And thank you, Breeze. They are beautiful. And Kim says, you touched on sobriety. Sobriety has been a game changer for my skin. That could be contributing too. Yeah. Yeah. I am a year sober off of my drug of choice. I drink Kratom. That was my drug of choice. It's like an opioid type of thing. I drank that for like 6 years. And I do think that affected my skin a lot. And I think you're right, actually. And I've heard that from people. Like the more years that you are off of Kratom or whatever your drug of choice is, your skin improves. So yeah, thanks for reminding me of that because I just passed my 1 year sober mark. So thank you. And your beautiful dog helps me to ground. Yay. And rainbows. Yay. And Kieran, great to see you. Gabby, the fur babies are so cute. Yes, they are. Cute. Yeah, they just want love. I mean, he just wants me to throw the ball for him, and she just wants to run around and bark and start the day. She wants puppy playtime is what she wants. She's like, why is she still talking? And yeah, she is beautiful. And Greg, good to be here. Just kind of going through the emotions. Yep, same here. I'm with you. And the time change. We gotta remember that time change because I was like really hard on myself. I'm like, should I cancel today? Like, what is wrong with me? Like, I couldn't. Like, it was like 1 minute before the session started, and I didn't even have my computer on. I was like, what is going on? And I was like, oh yeah, the time changed. Let me be easy on myself and just start it when I start it. I'm glad I did. And Vincenza says, I hear loads of good things about kratom, but also bad. Yeah, I also had once heard loads of good things about kratom. I would assume that the actual plant of kratom that, they build and have built for centuries, like villages around in Malaysia, I'm assuming that there's, great qualities about that plant. But the issue with kratom is the quality of what is we are capable of getting, or what anyone's capable of getting, and what it actually is, because we don't know what it actually is at the end of the day. You're just trusting that your distributor that what you're drinking is this kratom, but it's ultimately just a powder. And it was one of the hardest. I mean, when I was 18, I got addicted to oxys because of oxycodone, because of my doctors. They just gave me an insane amount, and it was really hard to get off of them. And kratom was 10 times harder. And yeah, it's no joke. It's or whatever it is I was drinking. So, I just, and I know a lot, I have a feeling a lot of people drink it, because I drank it for a long time, for 6 years, and I didn't talk about it. And I think I have a feeling a lot of people drink it quietly, how I did. And, it really helped me to live my life. It allowed me to live my life, but it also distracted me from getting help that I need medically. And I believe that if I kept drinking it, it would have killed me. And it just got to that point for me. So, yeah, I have a video where I talk about it before I got fully sober off of it. And I was talking about how I wanted to get sober off of it, and I was having a hard time. And on my channel, it's called, like, if you search addiction on YouTube, there's one video about it. And I might make more in the future, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, sorry, I rambled on there for a bit. Yeah, but I guess because there are good things, and it helped. I can't deny how much it helped me. Like, it allowed me to start my YouTube channel. It allowed me to teach 10 yoga classes a week. It allowed me to live my life. But it long term, it just degraded me. So. Yeah, I don't know. It's tricky. Gabby says, I'm a school kid, so this helps a lot. Thank you. Awesome, Gabby. Good luck in school. I've been thinking a lot about kids in school because I was once a kid in school not too long ago. And school is really hard. These dogs. School's really tough. It's a tough time and I can't imagine how tough it is right now. Or post-pandemic, I should say. And, we need all the tools, and students need all the tools they can have to calm their bodies down, to get into their parasympathetic nervous system and just relax, because life is so freaking stressful for adults, never mind for kids and students who are looking forward to, like, the world, and the world to look forward to is, daunting and scary. Anyway, sorry, I'm blabbing a lot. These dogs are going nuts. Cindy says, congrats on 1 year. Thank you. And Alisher says, you look like the girl who practiced Taekwondo in the same gym with me. 99% similarity, face, eyes, freckles, nose, lips. That's so funny. Teeth, hair, voice, character. The only difference is she is Kazakh by nationality. It's unbelievable. Big sign for me. That's so funny. I also used to work and teach and work at a boxing gym, and in kickboxing. And so, yeah, that's in me. And I'm Russian, Syrian, mostly, and some Polish and Irish in there too. But that's so funny. Interesting. And I used to be on Oxy too, and methadone. Yeah. Methadone was so hard to come off of. Was on it 10 years. Thing is, I can't seem to find anything that helps my pain like that did, but it's so hard on the heart. Yeah. Yeah, I totally understand the battle there. And I am going to make a video about this eventually because I am seeing a new pain management doctor, and, I'm going to see what happens with that. But, when you live with something like such as you, Vincenza, like a freaking tumor on your vagus nerve, I feel like it's kind of fine. Like there's such a stigma about painkillers, and for good reason, because it does kill a lot of people. But a lot of the people that it kills are people who abuse it and who don't have pain. And so I don't know. It's just something I've been thinking a lot about because I have my own issues with it. Because I'm like, I don't want to eat any painkillers ever again. But then I'm like, but when I can't leave the house. Like, so what kind of life is that? Like, if taking a medication, an herb, a pill allows you to live your life, then isn't that worth it? These are just thoughts that I have. We can talk more about them, and I will talk more about them on YouTube at some point. But yeah, it's very layered and complicated. And Gabby says, thanks for doing really well now, and I'm learning that, and I'm learning and getting the right needs. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Gabby. And no worries, it's okay. You know me, I don't mind blabbing. Ruthie rambles. That's what you get it. You understand the playlist name now, and the whole thing is called Ruthie rambles for a reason, because I just can't stop talking sometimes. I love when kids come to meditation. Yes, keep it going, Gabby. Absolutely, keep it going. The earlier, the better. And Chad says that's the boat I'm in, and it's really killing me. Would be good discussion on a call. I agree. I agree. Hit me up, because I have reached some conclusions that I don't feel as comfortable sharing publicly that I would share with you. So yeah, let's chat. And Alberta says, congrats to you, Gabby. Being in school and getting interested in your well-being will make your life so much brighter and lighter. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, Alberto. And Gabby, you're in a great spot. A great spot. You're setting yourself up for absolute success by starting early with the well-being. Just being aware of your well-being. Okay. I gotta go now, clearly. He's yelling at me at this point. He's past yelling. He's hitting. He's hitting now. He's hitting. No more hitting. Yeah. Okay, so I want to shut up. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening. Okay, wait. Well, Rob said something. Good morning, Ruthie and all. Sorry to hear about your health problems. I'm convinced that everything happens for a reason. Me too. There's also a reason you're still here. I agree. Perhaps to counsel and guide others with your teachings of life. I agree. Prayers and gratitude. I couldn't agree more. I agree with every sentence. Yeah, I have reached that conclusion in my life. Yeah, I've cried and reached that conclusion many a time. I've been in the hospital so many times, and so many times I'm like, a reason I have to make it through, like I have to survive. Like the reason I'm surviving these crazy things that nobody should survive is because I, for some reason, have the ability to talk endlessly and figure out how to emotionally cope with all of this insane shit. And I have to talk about it to other people. And that's why I'm here. For as long as I need to be here. I'm here to save my ass. Yeah, maybe. Hopefully that's what life feels like it is for me. Is I'm just here to help, and yeah. So hopefully you heard something that was helpful for you today, and if you did, I hope you share that helpful thing with whoever you feel called to share that helpful thing with. Please feel free to check out my website and see the things I'm offering there. And check out my Linktree, my Instagram, my YouTube channel. And thanks for all the hearts. Thanks for communicating with me in the chat. And even if you don't write in the chat, just thank you for your time and for listening to me for so long. And I'll be back here on Friday, I believe. Yes. So Friday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time for me, whatever time it started for you, an hour and 10 minutes ago now, I'll be here. So hope to see you then. Have a great rest of your week and hope to see you Friday. Okay, bye.